have nothing left here because I ate the whole. I ate the whole segment.
I was afraid you were going to talk this whole segment with your mouth full because you just sat here and started going into the
fruit is so good.
Who doesn't love a good peach or nectarine during the summer? Christina?
Well,
yeah?
I mean, this is so good.
The fruit guy is here, Chris Mittelstaedt. Thank you for joining us,
Thanks
Chris.
for having me.
He has all the tips that you need to know for picking the ripest summer fruits. Now, I get a little lost with the fruit thing. I look at it and be like, is that ripe? Is that one not ripe? Before we get into that, how did you get started as this guy?
Yeah, it's a funny story. It was the first .com revolution, 1998, and I'm living in San Francisco, and I'm working a difficult job as basically the fax boy in the basement of the Fairmont Hotel for about $9.50 an hour, and my wife and I, we all of a sudden realized that we're unexpectedly pregnant. She is pregnant. I just contributed. And so I sort of realized the clock was ticking, and I had to do something with my life. So I decided to start a business. I called some friends who were working in downtown San Francisco and said, what do you need in your office? And they said, you know, we're sitting here writing code all day, and we've gained well beyond the freshman 15. We've got the first job 30, and we want to eat something healthy. So I started bringing fresh fruit into offices in the Bay Area, and 15 years later, it's grown into a nationwide business.
Wow. It's amazing. And now, when you do this fruit, you do it according to season and according to the calendar, so you know what's going to have the peak flavor. And right now, peach, all the pit fruits are in season.
Stone fruit, exactly. Yeah, stone fruit. And stone fruit is defined as those fruits that have, you know, that stone, right? It's a single seed that's got the hard shell around it. And one of the things I love about stone fruit is it's a great way to sort of track the evolution of the summer as it goes from, you know, beginning kind of in May and then going all the way to the end of August and moving forward from there. So
today we have
there's a lot here. So today we've got cherries. These are the first fruits that you're going to see generally in the beginning of the summer. And we've got a dark red cherry, a Bing cherry, and then a Rainier cherry, which is a yellow cherry. So slightly different flavors. But those are going to be the first summer fruits you find.
And then, these are so healthy for you. The red cherries, they have arthritis, there are antioxidant, there are properties in here that help you.
Yeah, that's why they always say like blueberries and cherries, those fruits with really dark colors, they have more antioxidants and they're going to help protect you. And as they protect the fruit, actually, it's a nice relationship.
Right.
So then we go from after you start with cherries at the beginning of the year, the apricots will start to come on. We've got two varietals of apricots here. We've got what's called a candy cot, and then we've also got an angel cot, and they're actually different crosses of apricots. So one of the things I love about the angel cot, which is down the front basket, is it almost eats like a peach when it's ripe, and you want to look for a blush on the outside of it. It's going to have a nice yellow color to it, and it's going to be juicy and watery and just absolutely delicious.
You know, apricots.
And you can even see there, it's a juicy fruit.
It tastes like an apricot because so many times it's a hit or miss when you're buying them in the supermarket, and they just taste flat. This tastes so juicy and sweet.
It's wonderful. That is a great piece of fruit, and that's grown by a guy, a small little farmer who's crossbred this.
And peaches.
There's a couple different kinds of peaches. Actually, there's a lot of different varieties of peaches. And one of the things that most people don't recognize is as you go through the weeks of summer, you might actually be eating a different variety of peach every week. So because trees have different sort of chilling hours, they have to stay dormant for a certain period of time. So the ones that have to stay dormant less long, shorter ones, they come off first in the beginning of the summer. So you're going to start to see different varieties every week as you go through the summer. Now, in this case, I've brought two types of peaches, a white peach and a yellow peach. So white peaches are these here, and when you cut them, let's see if I have an example of them. You're going to see that the flesh inside is actually white, and this is, believe it or not, actually the older peach. This is the peach that's been around for a very, very long time, thousands of years. It's the yellow peach that's actually the newer peach. It was really sort of developed in the mid-1800s. The white peach is without acid in the fruit as much as the yellow peach, which is why when you eat it, it tastes really sugary and really sweet.
It tastes like a rose.
It does, and they're actually from that family.
Are they?
Yeah, they're from exactly. They're a product of that family.
Tasted roses before?
Well,
it smells like it, though, doesn't it?
When you're eating it, it smells like a beautiful pink rose, and I often think that I'm eating the flower, but you're not.
Well, and actually, your nose is telling you something about the plant.
Doesn't it taste like a rose?
And then the yellow peaches are going to be peaches that have a little more acid, which is why they have that tart kind of flavor. You know how you get the sweet and the tart as well too. So, and then we also have the same on the nectarine side. We have white nectarines and yellow nectarines as well too, and it's the same kind of properties, with the white fruit being more sugary, and then the yellow fruit being a little bit more with a tart bite too.
How can you tell when a peach is ripe, when it's at its peak flavor?
Yeah, you know, the first thing I always look for is I want color on my fruit. And I want color because just like you're seeing color here as an indication of health in the plant, it's telling you something about, you know, did it get a lot of sun?
Consistent color, like throughout?
Well, I actually, my personal opinion, even in this, I'm not worried about this being white. I like this, though. This is nice and red, and it's a wonderful dark red. And you can smell it, too. It's going to be a really nice fragrance. That's that rose flavor smell that you're smelling.
Is this consistent through all fruits, or you're just talking about peaches? We should be looking for that vibrant color.
I like color in all fruits. I mean, to be honest, I think, you know, your eyes actually tell you a lot about the quality of the fruit that you're eating.
Let me ask you something, because I'm touching it, and I can tell this is a perfect peach to eat just by feeling it.
Exactly.
But if I left it overnight, it has like a window, and if you pass that window, it also changes the flavor. So how can I tell, like, different peaches to buy at different times so I can let it last 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, so stone fruit ripens, and as it ripens, it basically goes from sort of, you know, you get them hard sometimes, and then you leave it out and it gets soft. Well, that's sort of what's called a climateric fruit, meaning that when it's exposed to ethylene gas, which fruits give off naturally, it'll actually start to ripen, it'll start to soften up, it'll start to, you know, you get that wonderful fragrant smell to it. What you want to do to pick the peach, I always find a little bit of a give to it is important to make sure that you're finding something that's nice and soft here a little bit. You have a little bit of a give to it. To store it, if you want to keep them in your refrigerator, that's okay, but you don't want to store them between the temperatures of 36 degrees and 46 degrees. You want to make sure it's either below 36, so between 32 and 36, or if your refrigerator doesn't go that low, then you want to be above 46, because 36 to 46 is called the killing zone. And that actually, you'll if you've ever run into a piece of stone fruit you've cut and it's kind of mealy inside, that's because it's been refrigerated improperly.
So just best leave it on the counter.
Best leave it on the counter. If you're going to eat it soon, and it's best to always leave the fruit out. If you do have to store it, again, you want to avoid that particular temperature.
I always feel like it's a race to get to my bowl of fruit, because I buy it, I'm like, oh, it's going to go bad, and now I'm just eating a thing of bananas forever.
And I eat the whole dozen peaches in a day.
But that's good for you, though, right? I mean, it's excellent.
I'm going to eat all these. They're so good.
So the other fruit we have here, we have varietals of plums, basically. So we've got some plums, pluots, plum cots. So plum cots are a 50-50 mix of a plum and an apricot. Pluots are actually about a 70-30 mix, and you're going to find that there's all these wonderful pluot varieties out there right now that have all different kind of flavor characteristics, very sweet, very sugary, but wonderfully tasty.
Well, listen, because Chris wants to make sure everybody gets their dose of fruit, you can go to FruitGuys.com and save up to 20% on all office products. And your promo code is Wellness.
So I am so going on this website.
This is such a great idea. Good for you. Glad your wife got pregnant. Right? It's time to blast off. Tanya Memi's out in the garage. She's up next with her DIY Entertainment Center rocket ship.